Zamperla, what in the world? How? Like, Top Thrill Dragster was great, but you made it even better somehow? What? Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Obviously, we're talking about Top Thrill 2 in this video, so let's just immediately dig in. Since Cedar Point isn't my home park, I'm not really going to talk about the ride's view from the causeway, because that's just unfair. It's one of the best views that you'll get of any park. Inside the park, it looks like you're walking through downtown Chicago, because that's what Cedar Point's gimmick is, but Top Thrill 2 is like the Sears Tower or Freedom Tower if you're in New York of this parkscape. It is a large roller coaster. The ride looks very pretty in its midway as well. Top Thrill 2's colors really begin to pop as you walk up to the queue, and that's where your experience begins. We all know this elephant in the room, the loose article policy. Yeah, it sucks that you have to put away your Instagram reels and not doom scroll while you're in line. But I don't hate that I have to put my phone down. What I do hate is the lack of anything in the queue. Once full, the entire line could be around 2 to 3 hours long when according to Fastlane. If you're stuck in that line, say your prayers, because there is literally nothing to look at except glimpses of the launch track near you until the station. For me, I love the views of the ride from near the station, but the view could be even better if there were tough netting overhead instead of the metal. But after that long wait, your chariot finally does await. These trains are beautiful. There are 3 trains, silver, black, and blue. I love all of these trains, but I personally prefer the blue train's look on the track. None of these trains differ in experience, at least from what I could tell in my 8 rides. Anyway, as you sit down, you pull down the Intamin-inspired lap bar from above your head. These restraints are awesome. They aren't restricting in any way, but they are a tiny bit harder than I'd like them to be. The train then dispatches and enters the switch track. After snaking through, you stop for a bit. The lights on the top hat light up and sync with a beeping noise that kinda sounds like a bomb, and then you're off. The first launch is, okay. There isn't really much of a punch, but there is acceleration, and that's good enough for me. Then there's the rollback. The front of the train barely reaches 85 degrees before falling, and the entire train gets very light float. The train obviously rolls backwards down the bottom of the top hat into the second pass. This pass is also the backwards launch. This is one of the greatest launches and elements ever made. The train starts out by coasting towards the LSMs before being pushed forwards by the sudden acceleration. It is amazing. Do not put your hands up unless you want to look like that one mustaches guy's salute here, but it's also uncomfortable to do so anyway. The train continues to fly backwards until the station's awning is overhead. This is where Top Thrill 2 violently pummels the entire train with extremely strong positive G-forces due to the tight pullout. This pullout is also the beginning of the spike. Top Thrill 2 follows up with a quick climb to about 375 to 400 feet in the back rows, which is a beautiful view, and then 6 seconds of sustained floater airtime. I actually dream about the spike with how amazing that airtime is. I wish I was joking, I'm really that nerdy. Once again, the train flies into a pullout again, nearly losing their heads in the process, and then the third launch kicks in. There's barely any acceleration, but there's a lot of speed. That front row gets your face flapping. I only got a single ride in that row, but that single ride was incredible, all because of that wind. Continuing on, that moment is very prolonged until you hit the top hat. This is another moment where I have dreamed of experiencing. It's like I have a crush on this roller coaster with the way I dream of it. It's really weird. I don't want to talk about this. This is getting weird. Anyway, riders are pummeled with positive G-forces going into this element. But not for long. The train snaps 90 degrees to the left, laterally ejecting riders to the right. The front row then peaks at 420 feet, getting incredibly strong and sharp airtime. This is followed by the back row getting even stronger and extremely sustained airtime. After cresting the top, the track twists 270 degrees, laterally ejecting riders even further than before, especially if sitting on the left side of the train. Once the banking is complete, riders continue to be thrown off because the heart lining is meant for a lower train on the top hat, so the unbanking of the track results in a lateral jolt. This made me lose my upright position when sitting on the left side of the train on pretty much every ride. Might just be my experience, but I think I might need some more core and back days in my workout routine. Ooh, I'm starting to feel like I'm weak. I don't know. I guess doozies just have really strong, backs or something, because I don't know how you could stay upright during that. Lastly, the train reaches near ground level, giving some good speed and positives once more, only before crossing the finish line, concluding the tallest coaster in America, at least as of right now. So what are my other thoughts on this ride? Well, I think that Cedar Point has an amazing coaster in Top Thrill 2. However, there are some thematic elements that are definitely missing in the queue that would elevate this ride even further. Luckily, Siren's Curse is across Midway, and that fixed Top Thrill 2's one and only flaw, but its forces aren't as good in my opinion. To conclude, what would I rate Top Thrill 2 out of 10? I gave TT2 a 9.5 out of 10. I believe that the queue definitely needs some work, and that's really my only complaint on the roller coaster. Once again, this brings us to the end of another video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. This is the beginning of a daily upload schedule for me. It'll last a week, hopefully if all goes to plan, and tomorrow is a Raging Bull review, so subscribe if you want to see that. Alright guys, bye bye.